Hi, I'm Christy. Today I want to talk to you about maintaining routines during the holidays. Routines. We all desire them, but somehow our loved ones with special needs seem to need them to thrive. And yet they're often the first thing to go when the holidays hit. So many extra activities at all times of the day and night. Travel, parties, religious services, and the list goes on. I think a lot of times we end up feeling like the picture at the top of the blog. You can see that over at www.havenofhopeforme.com. This originally posted in November of 2019. So the picture has the person looking very confused and overwhelmed. And I think that with so much on our minds and things pulling us in so many different activities and directions, that's how we feel a lot of times. So how can we keep our sanity and help our loved ones continue to thrive during this busy season? Well, my guess is that your loved one has formed some form of a routine for daily life. Now, while not everyone needs one to the same extent, as I mentioned above, most individuals with special needs do better when they know what to expect. So, we develop routines for them. It helps everyone know what to expect and when to expect certain things. Sometimes we develop these routines without even realizing it. Other times, we create them very purposefully. Regardless of how or why the routines develop, I'm willing to bet your life revolves around one to at least some degree. And then the holidays arrive. And many times we're so tempted to throw the routine out the window. It seems too hard to maintain it while participating in all of the extra activities that come with the holidays. And then we wonder why our loved one is acting out more than usual. So how do we balance both of these extremes? Yes, I really do believe that it is a balancing issue, and I have a few thoughts. First, maintain at least part of the routine on as many days as possible. It's probably not possible to maintain every aspect of the routine every day. But waking up and going to bed at the normal time, say 95% of the time, is likely to make life flow more smoothly. This allows your loved one to know what to expect and when, just like usual, as well as make sure that they're still getting the rest that they need. And we all know that everyone is better when they're well rested. Second thought, eating routines. While you're probably eating out more than usual, keeping meal times at approximately the same times as your normal routine will prevent hangry meltdowns or other behavioral issues. Third, if there are no special events planned for the day, consider trying to keep the routine as normal as possible. If you can get some schoolwork or other similar activities from their teacher to do a bit of each day, this might help ground them into their routines a little bit more. Now, alternatively, allowing them to just have downtime and chill might be exactly what they need. Fourth, if your loved one is affected by foods, trying to anticipate what foods will be available at the various events will also be important. This may mean bringing their own food for them wherever you go, or at least making sure you're bringing one food that you know they can eat. Another option is to feed them before you go to the event, so they don't need to eat very much while they're gone. The final thought maybe should have been my first one. Simplify things as much as possible. Now, sometimes I think we forget that simple is better in many situations. Simplifying routines while maintaining the basics allows us to keep things flowing well because people know what to expect. At the same time, it doesn't overwhelm us with a longer to-do list when the schedule is already full. Now, I'm pretty sure that AJ I've mentioned before, that AJ doesn't sleep in, ever. So, bedtime for us is a fairly non-negotiable, because if he doesn't get enough sleep, he's grumpy and he argues with everything, all day long. Not fun to live with. So, this is true for us on school or work breaks, summers, doesn't matter. Bed is pretty much set in stone, so to speak. Obviously, occasionally we'll be out late for something and he'll be up late, but those are by far the exception evenings. And I know I've mentioned that AJ gets hangry and what we call contrarian, meaning that he argues with pretty much everything I mentioned above. So this happens anytime he needs to eat. So somewhat consistent meal times are important for us as well. While we can have a little bit of flexibility with meal times, especially if we give him a snack if we know something's going to be late, we do want to make sure that he's eating regularly to avoid arguments and attitude. As for activities, it's kind of hit or miss trying to figure out what he's going to want to participate in. While he's quite happy to stay home and let us go do whatever we want, I don't always like leaving him home alone. Now, ironically, if it's something that he wants to do, he won't stop talking about it, ever. So it's one way that we know he's excited about something. Now, if we can find these kinds of activities, we're golden. Convincing him he wants to do something can be a whole nother story. Fortunately, we don't tend to do a lot of different activities, and the ones we do participate in tend to be the same year after year. So once again, this isn't generally a major issue for us. I looked up some articles trying to find out about routines, and the ones I found basically all said to maintain a routine as much as possible, and left it at that. Now, they had some other good tips, but they weren't specifically related to routines and were more focused on surviving the holidays in general. Now, once again, most of them focused specifically on children, although there is one that focuses specifically on senior adults. Most of these tips can be applied or modified for individuals with special needs. Over on the blog, I give a list of several different articles. You can find them at www.havenofhopeforme.com. This originally posted in November of 2019. So my question for you this week is this: how do you maintain your routine during the holidays? Or do you? I'd love to hear what works for you. You can leave me a comment below, or you can leave me a comment over on the blog. Again, that's at www.havenofhopeforme.com. As always, I'd appreciate it if you'd share this with anyone and everyone you think would find it helpful. I'd love to help as many families as possible. Sign-up lists are available over on the website. Signing up lets you know about all newly released content as soon as it's available. I'm grateful for routines, so we all know what to expect, and we can continue to say that life is good, and there is never a dull moment.